back.
All right, we're hot. Ladies and gentlemen, this is David Mirikitani coming to you live on Elite Wrestling Productions YouTube channel. We are here with Jeremy Rooks and our first guest, the four-time state champion Edmond North Husky class of 2002. We did the count. We have 9 state titles here, but we know who has the 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rest of us are counting. He's like 1-1, 1-1. Tion Ware. Tion, thanks for joining us, man.
I appreciate it. It's an honor to be in here.
This building bring back a lot of memories for you?
It actually does. And then just do high school. It starts everything off with Little League. You know, when we were kids, man, we always wanted to be in that spotlight, walking down that aisle to Eye of the Tiger. Getting ready for kids' states, man. That was something that was honorable. That was something you wanted to be a part of. And so it trickled over to junior high and it trickled over to high school.
I was at the Iowa State tournament last weekend, and I'm from Missouri, so you get to see all these different ones, and people are asking me what's the same or the difference. And to me, there's a lot of similarities. Like, one of the toughest things about wrestling is somebody's dream is realized and another person's is crushed literally at the same time. So your nickname should probably be Dream Crusher, right?
I mean, hey, I'll accept it, because I know I've had a few of my dreams crushed too. So it's just a certain time, we all go through crushing somebody's dream, but we also experience it as well.
Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield, for sure.
Exactly.
So, jumping around a little bit, Edmond North is a team that's been in the Hall of Fame duels since existence. The 3 years we've had them, they've been a top 15 team. That's this year. They were top 5 team the last 2 years. How cool is it for you? You're obviously recruiting nationally, but most teams recruit their own state really hard, and for you to have the extra level of credibility you do at that program, how important is it for that, and to watch how well that program's doing?
Man, it's good to see my high school doing well, back when about 23 years ago, we started that. We were a tough team, man. We fell short by half a point here at state and everything. We took second, and so one, it kept a chip on our shoulders. So to see years later that our team, especially last year, was the most dominant team, to do what they did. That was amazing. But the good thing is we grabbed a couple guys, a couple of our guys, head honcho guys, and brought them down to OU. And the good thing is they're seeing is, when you're in high school, almost a lot of people are good. But when you get to college, you got to make that adjustment because nobody cares what you did in high school.
You start out 0-0 again.
Exactly. So these guys are learning that, hey, nobody cares about your high school resume. You might have beat me in high school, but, I'm more mature now. I'm a little more, thickened out now. My mind is a little stronger. Now these guys are starting to see, hey, guys are coming for you. They don't care about your high school resume.
100. So before we get into the Big 12s and your camps, you were collegiate teammates with Sam Hazewinkle, correct?
Oh, yeah. The man, Hazewinkle. Oh, yeah.
I got to be in the corner with Sam when Jeter made the world team in April.
I see. Yeah, no, Sam's the man. Sam was not only my teammate as kids. Like I said, we were part of the kids team, but also, he was my roommate. So, yeah, so the deal is Sam we kept each other accountable. There'll be days I just want to sit on the couch and relax and don't do nothing, and I'll see Sam walking out the door. Where are you going? I'm going to go get a workout in. What you doing? Oh, man, go ahead. We'll as we're driving over there, we're like, all right, let's get in here 40 minutes. Let's play around in some situations, get better. And then Sam, of course, is going to go play disc golf. And we'll find ourselves up in there 2.5 hours later, still playing in a situation. I'll stop him a couple, do it again. He'll stop me a couple, do it again. And we'll coach each other. We're having fun as we're learning, man. So he held me accountable. He was somebody that kept me on my toes because I was like, I got to outdo Sam, and he was a competitor. He loved to compete, man. He did not turn away from nobody. He might have saw a few defeats, but believe me, he was not shy and scared of him. He's like, I want to see him again. So he kept me on my toes a lot.
He did a great job in that corner, and I got to, experience it firsthand. I'm a media guy. I actually coached a kid against Sam when he was a redshirt freshman. He came up to St. Louis for the Lindenwood Open. Beat a kid of ours who was like a blood round guy at junior college. And, you know, my dad's on another mat. He goes, what happened with so-and-so? I'm like, he lost. He goes, what happened? I go, he lost to a good dude.
Yeah.
You know, like, he just lost to a good dude.
Sam, I mean, many people don't get this, man. Sam is he is the most successful Sooner in the past 40 years to come out of there. You know, he's been successful, 4-time All-American, 3-time Big 12 champion, Olympian in freestyle, world team member in Greco. So he's done it in all styles. He's a prime example, guys, that you want to be good in all styles and all positions.
Super humble, too.
Yeah, and you won't know. You know, the deal is he's that type of person you make mad, you feel terrible. Now, I didn't feel terrible making him mad because I knew majority of the time I made him mad in competition or beating him in something.
Yeah.
So I didn't want him happy during those times. But once again, we competed in everything. You know, we competed in, bowling, ping pong, pool, horseshoes.
That's a common characteristic of winning people is like they're either going to, if we're flipping coins, we're going to keep flipping coins till I get my tails in, you know?
Yep. I never played him in disc golf. He whooped my tail in disc golf, so. But I knew where I can get him.
But you go
bowling.
get him in ping pong or something
Ping pong and bowling, yes. We spent hours playing it, and, Friday night, playing ping pong in the garage, man. That's just what we did.
I was with a couple buddies, Alex Steen and Chad Lindsley, and it was at the Perry tournament. And Alex Dieringer's with us. We go to some pool hall, and Ringer's like, let's play pool. And I'm pretty good. I have a pool table in my house. So I ran 7 balls off and beat him the first game. It was all right, 2 out of 3. Beat him again. All right, 3 out of 5. We were going to 5 out of 9. I finally go, hey, man, just scratch a couple times. We got to get out of here. I got to go to the
He's a
tournament.
competitor. He's a competitor.
Like, that's like, I go, that's the difference. That dude's, he'll tell the owner, like, give me the keys. We, like, 8 out of 15,
We're
right?
going to shut this place down. We're going to shut this place down. He ain't used to losing. There's a dude that's not used to losing.
Hey, I'm not taking L's to these guys.
That's good, though. You held your ground. That's a good thing. That's a real good thing.
Well, speaking of teaching that winning, I'm not taking L mentality, you got the Boomer wrestling camps coming up.
Yes.
Tell me and the people watching about those.
Man, it's an exciting time. I took over last year, and I tell parents, I'm not here to sell you anything. I experienced it as a kid. I went to Boomer camp as a kid, and so obviously it was called Oklahoma Gold back then. But once again, man, I tell parents what separates our camp from most camps. One is cheaper. 2, last year we had only 250, but we had 30 workers. So you're talking about getting
8 or 9 to 1 ratio.
Yeah, your kids are getting worked on. My counselors, they're not sitting around, they're not on their phones, they're out learning, they're out working, they're out teaching. And that's a good thing. You can get 1,000 kids, and we got 30 workers. Your kids ain't getting taught. You pretty much paid for a babysitting. And some parents, that's cool, but the deal is we bring in special guests, obviously Sam Hazewinkle. We also have, 2-time national champion and former UFC champion, also 3-time state, Oklahoma State high school champion, Johnny Hendricks coming through. So, once again, it's not, he's a person that grew up with us, so he knows that area as well. And then we also have Olympic bronze medalist for the ladies, Coach Randy Miller, that's head coach of TWU. And so, we get coaches that come down, they speak to ladies, of college, because I know all the ladies, they really want OU and OSU to have wrestling. But I'm like, well, don't miss out on a good opportunity of getting your opportunity to wrestle in college right now and get a scholarship right now, because you can always transfer if OU and OSU opens up a women's program.
You don't control the year you graduate, and you got to take the opportunity that's given to you.
Exactly.
So when are the camps? What month and dates and all that stuff?
Camp is June 18th through the 27th, and so the 18th through the 22nd is technique camp. The 23rd through the 27th is team camp. And then we also have an intensive camp if you want to go the whole time there. The intensive camp is you're getting treated just like a college student, like a college guy. You're waking up in the morning, you're training, you're going through your practice, you get to train with the college guys. You lift with our strength coach. We take you across facilities to where you can see and everything to see what it's like to plant that seed in college. So you got 2 counselors that you get to work with the whole time that answers all your questions that you get to work through, and obviously you get to work with the college guys as well. So we got a lot of good feedback on it. We're very we jump on guys and girls. You know, it's for both guys and girls, and we jump on them. Hey, bring notebooks, videotape this stuff, take this stuff back to the room.
I've been to camps, and I got to go. Like I know if I wanted to come to your camp, you'd let me come hang out, right? And so like, what's crazy to me is these people are paying $300-400, whatever it is, $200, whatever, and they're not writing things down. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, I know this. Like, I love, you know, my dad was a college wrestling coach, and a great one, you know, 500 wins. If he paid for me to go to a camp and I didn't come back with a notebook, he'd be like, you're going to work that money off.
Right.
You're going to work that money back, right? Like, you know, your job was to go there and be a student.
Right.
And, you know, I get it's different. Like, it's different that, like, the intensive camp is different, right, Jeremy? Like, you're living the grind. But if you go to technique camp, you better come back with an Excel sheet or a Google Doc or handwritten notes or something, right?
Right.
So
no, you're exactly right. And to top that, think about it. Our staff, you know, you got, you know, coaches. Head coach Roger Kish, he does a coaches clinic for all the coaches. So he takes the coaches into the wrestling room, answers their questions about what he's looking for as a coach, puts them through training, you know, and how we train. And then you got guys like, you know, Roger Kish, who's a three-time All-American, you know, who's an NCAA finalist for Minnesota. You got Mark Hall, you know, who was a junior world champion, you know, national champion for Penn State, who's part of a Penn State team. So you got Cam Sikora, who wrestled at North Dakota State, Big 12 champion. Austin Margin, who wrestled for Okie State, two-time All-American. So you got guys that have been in all types of programs that have seen success, that are going out there teaching, that show something a little different that you can take back.
A little bit too.
And so that's a good thing.
Did you say Austin Martin?
Austin Marsden. Yeah, Marsden. And
not the car Aston Martin.
No. Austin Marsden.
Powers.
Heavyweight, big time heavyweight coach.
He's an Illinois boy.
He's an Illinois guy. We love him, man. He's the man.
What are you guys doing this last week to get ready for Big 12s? Now we'll let you get out of here and recruit.
Man, we're once again, it's not about getting in shape anymore. No, we're letting guys heal that are hurting, that's bodies hurting. We're letting that stuff heal, you know, healing their minds as well. And we're sharpening up a few areas that you can take. Right now, you're not going to be learning any more moves.
Right.
You're not going to be getting any more shape, you know, so there's no need to kill you. You know, you let your guys heal as much as they can. So now when they're ready to go, it's time to go. Because
fresh,
you can't worry about NCAAs right now. It's the focus. Your records are 0-0.
Yeah.
Let's focus on Big 12s. Then you regroup, and then you focus on NCAA. Something you do. We make the mistake of making it who we are. And when you make it who you are, that's when you feel like you're no value if you fail. You know, it's like, no, wrestling is something I do. You know, hey, this is what I do. But I'm a
separate person.
I am a husband. I am a father. I am a coach. You know, but wrestling is something I do. You know, and so that's the deal I'm trying to teach young men and young women. Hey, don't let this be your idol, because that idol will fail you.
And that kind of brings faith into it, right? Like you're seeing more and more of these athletes feeling comfortable talking about their faith in the air, like at the UFC and the NFL playoffs, at the Super Bowl, and it's like they're saying basically the same thing, little different language. Like, look, first of all, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and they say, listen, like, all glory to God. And you know, in football especially, football is a real team sport.
Right.
Wrestling's an individual sport where you have teammates. Your teammates matter.
Right.
But, like, if I was on your team, I didn't win 2 national titles. I might have helped you.
Right.
I might have been your training partner, but you're the one that got your hand raised in March.
Right.
But, you know, like a person like you, like, I want to thank my training partners. I want to thank Sam Hazel-Eagle for getting me off the couch.
Yep.
You know, which you just did.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of lessons. And I think that good coaches like you that are explaining to these, really the parents, because the kids are going to live off what the parent, like if the kid knows, look, as long as I do my best, my mom and dad are going to love me no matter what.
Right.
Then they just got to do their best.
Right.
But if that starts getting communicated sooner, then the sport becomes an asset and not a liability.
No, you're exactly right. And I mean, just to feed off that, man, it's, once again, once you're teaching these young people that, and you're showing the parents that as well, you know, when you're, hey, it's not my idol, but I try to teach my guys, hey, if you're going to thank God when you win, thank him when you lose.
Thank him to be able to compete.
Yeah, thank him when you lose.
Health.
Yeah, thank him when you lose, because that's a problem. You know, we're always so quick to thank God when everything's good, but we don't thank God when we
God
feel like
loves you every day,
bad.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if
God loves the other guy too.
exactly. So if you and I wrestle and you tech fall me and you go thank Jesus, that don't mean you're more blessed than me. You just showed up at that right time. And so that's why I tell guys, I said, at the end of the day, no, you thank them when you win and you thank them when you lose, because you thank them for the opportunity that you're getting. It ain't nobody didn't beat you because they were more blessed than you. They beat you because they showed up and they were confident in what they could do.
For sure. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why Tion Ware's smart, because he did the hypothetical where I beat him. I tech fall. A much better example would have been if he tech fall me and I beat him in ping pong or pool, because I got that in my house. So, but I appreciate the graciousness.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate respecting your elder. Like, you did it well. And so, listen, I'm going to let you go shake hands and kiss babies and recruit. I've been on the road 9 days, or this will be my 7th day out of 9.
I remember you telling me that.
And then I told you I'm going to see you. I'm going to go home for 4 days, do some laundry, maybe cut my hair. And then
It looks fine to me. It looks
you.
clean to me.
And then I'll see you in Tulsa.
Most definitely. I'm excited. You know, this season, I feel like the season has gone by real fast. But I tell the guys this, I can care less what you've done in November, December, and January, and February. I promise you right now, these are the most important 2 tournaments that matter. At the end of the day, like I said earlier, your records, you know, are 0-0. Nobody cares that you might have upset the number 2 guy in the nation in November. They care about how'd you do in nationals.
My dad has this great saying. He goes, "You either win or you explain."
Exactly. Right? Exactly.
Like when I did the college rankings for track, like if you won that, if you had a Mark Branch year where you went 8 and 9, but you won nationals, you're the preseason #1. Like, I don't care. Like, and somebody else will go, "Oh, well, David, you were 27-1. You went 0-2 nationals." Like, the only person that's going to remember 27-1 10 years from now is my mom.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
And if you went 8 and 9 and won nationals, all they're going to remember is you won nationals.
That's all that matters. It don't matter which. If anything, it makes your story even better. I tell you.
Yeah, the Mark Branch story is amazing.
It makes it even better, man. Because at the end of the day, very few. And his story gives hope to young men to let you know it ain't over till it's over.
Yeah.
And the deal is, you know, and he fed off of it. It gave him a mindset. Same with you think of the Ramos kid from what's his name? Purdue. You know, you upset one of the greatest wrestlers that 125 has seen. And the deal is you keep feeding off of it. You know, it gives you a big boost.
And you know, as that goes further in the rearview mirror, what people are going to remember is Pat Glory won nationals. Like right now, we still remember Ramos Spencer.
Yep.
But they're just going to remember the national champ, and that's how it is. So.
Exactly. So no, those are exciting, man. So like I said, man, I'm excited. It's always good to get back out here to Oklahoma. I've been gone for so long, man. It's good to see. It's good to see people, man. It's good to see kids I used to have at camp. Now they're high school, you know, wrestling, getting the opportunity to recruit them and everything like that. So once again, I encourage you all to come out and join us at camp.
Boomer Wrestling Camps in the month of June. They can just Google Boomer Wrestling Camps and it'll pop up, right?
Yes, it will pop up. And like I said, you have Johnny Hendricks, 2-time national champion, former UFC. He's gonna be out there. He's gonna bring the belt and everything. So you allow your high school to get the picture with one of the greats. And many people, man, they really don't know him for the wrestling side, which they should. But I mean, that dude is a workaholic, and he wrestled hard. He wrestled hard. He's the type of opponent that even if you beat him, you don't want to wrestle him again, because he brought the energy every match. I tell people, if I had a little bit of technique, Sam's technique, with a little bit of Johnny's, ambitious and effort, with, my quickness and talent, That's
and
the
you're
perfect.
sauce.
Yeah,
You got that flair, dog.
That's the perfect athlete right there. You know, it's
What
like.
I like about all three of those guys is they're not much taller than me.
No. Johnny was barely, just a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. So, well, we appreciate you coming on. I appreciate the friendship we've developed over the last couple years here. And I may pop in for camp. I may come by in June.
Come by.
We'll do a podcast from there, that kind of
We'll
stuff.
love that. Come by. We'll love to see you all. Show y'all our campus if people hadn't seen it. Man, I mean, mainly what football gets, man, it's amazing down there. A lot of kids, we take them on campus, show them around, let them see, you know, things that they hear about, and they love it. So get down to Boomer Camp. We'll love to have you all.
Thanks for coming on. We'll see you in a week.
All right, man. We appreciate you all.
Thanks. If you're sticking around for semis, you can join us.
All right, let me know. I'll be here. Like
Are you going to stick around for semis?
I'll be here.
Yeah, we're going to move right over to mat number 8.
Mat number 8, and that starts at 7:30?
7:30.
I will be there.
Come join us, man.
I will come join you. It's good to chit-chat with you guys. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Tion.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll cut over. I think Wes is going to come join us.
I just texted him. He's on his way.
There he is.
There he is. The best hair in the building.
Oh, for sure. And the best attitude. Dude, I'm over the internet crashing today.
Let's get Wes Ruth on because he can actually comment on this. There you go. That's the right way. That's the right way. No, it's the other way. You had it.
I'm a righty.
Okay, you're a righty. All right, so
I'm a righty, Dave.
Wes Ruth, executive director. Is that the right title?
No, assistant director. I don't want that job.
Okay.
My boss has got a tough enough job. I don't want it.
Assistant director of enforcing the rules that nobody wants in the Oklahoma State.
Not nobody. Not nobody. There's a lot of people who do support our rules. I will say that. A lot of people.
No, for sure. Joking aside. So Rooks is very stressed right now because of the internet.
Yeah.
And I said, I want you on the air to this is like me at Border Brawl or like me when teams couldn't hit each other at the Hall of Fame duels.
Yeah.
I grabbed Wes in the crowd. I go, hey, man. And we were friendly. We weren't really friends, but I just knew he's smart. And I'm like, bro, I have a problem. He goes, tournament looks great. I'm like, oh, no. We're killing it. We're in Gallagher. Kids are wrestling. Great matchups. The stream is perfect. Referees are on point. Hospitality room's the best one in the country. But look what's coming.
Yeah,
You know,
and they
it's
can't do this.
We're in a pool where the California and the prep teams were in the silver pool. So
For sure.
we had to figure it out. We wrote up a criteria literally on graph paper.
Yeah.
And it was meaningful to me because, like, people either put up or shut up when it's time to help. And we've all helped each other. And it's like, all right, man, thank you. I appreciate you. And then you go, hey, you want to come? I'm like, yeah, I'm there. I'm here. Let me come down and be a part of it.
I'm glad to have you here, too. So you see how relaxed Dave is right now? That's like how I was then. He was like, hey, can you help me? Sure, sounds good. That's easy. I'm going to leave in 15 minutes, and it's going to be your problem. So,
100%.
And so right now, Jeremy and I are like the tension's all sitting back in here, and I know he's got some
I'm
too
just
with
talking
the
over to
internet.
Tion about
Having a blast.
It's wild.
So I told some people I'm on a 9-day tour.
Okay.
I went to Des Moines,
Yep.
went to the Iowa State tournament, first time I'd ever been there.
It's a great tournament, great venue, love it.
And people love Iowa and Oklahoma, probably two of the top, I don't want to offend the other 48 states, but two of the top 3 or 4 states in the country in terms of the amount of people that love wrestling.
Yes.
Like love wrestling, like not just love the laundry, not just love their team, like they'll watch 2 teams wrestle that they're not involved in. And I'm friends with Eddie Woody and EJ or Flash or Junior, whatever, was in the tournament. I got to sit with Eddie and his wife and the Southeast Polk team. They pulled an Edmond North a couple years ago, broke the all-time scoring record.
I've seen that they're really good.
And Woody's kid was 106. And so I was like, this is either going to be a long night or it's going to be a long night.
Yeah. It's both.
And he won, and I got a chance to actually hug him right when he won. And
That's nice.
I'm blessed because I'm kind of get to do the 50,000-foot thing and go to all these great events. Like I went to Oklahoma State, Iowa, and then the Coralville Flow
I
Wrestling.
saw they let you on the floor down there. The camera was liking you.
The camera was liking me. I think the camera.
Good hair day. Good hair day.
I think the camera was unapologetically accepting me, not liking me. But you forget about the moments. When you get to do what I do, you just forget about the real moments. Like, I remember I talked to John Smith when Joe won state as a freshman. I said, Coach, congratulations.
He pinned somebody in a headlock. I remember it.
You did?
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to say who. But
Okay.
they know who.
Jeremy Rooks' son? No. So, anyway, he wins it, and my family's close with the Smiths, and I said, Coach, congratulations. I saw him at Big 12s or something. He goes, you know, David, I coached a lot of kids who won a lot of state titles, and it really didn't mean that much to me. He goes, it's a big deal when it's your own.
Yeah.
I said, Coach, not all of us won 6 world and Olympic titles. Some of us, that's the peak.
Yeah.
I go, and here's the thing, you walk into a room that nobody knows anything about wrestling, and you go, were you any good? And I'm like, well, I won state twice. Like, oh, you're probably pretty good.
Good wrestler.
You're a good wrestler.
Yeah.
And if you're a good wrestler, you're probably tough. Because our
some
sport
ways.
is hard to get away with not being tough.
Yeah.
So tell me about the arena. You guys are leaving. What's going on?
So, Jim Nork Arena, this is year 60 of its existence. Big deal. I think we've been in here since 1997. I don't want to get quoted on that, but I want to say it was 97. It moved here. It's been here ever since. It's been a fantastic arena for a lot of years, and they are made a conscious effort to appropriate some funds and build a brand new state-of-the-art arena right next to it. It's going to be fantastic. And, you know, all the good things come to an end. So this thing is going to go down at the end of the year, and the new arena will be up in 2025. I think June is the goal date, and we'll be able to see it and figure out exactly how and what we can use it for.
So basically just next door, same parking lot, that whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
So people can stay in the same hotels they already do and everything else.
They're what they do and how they operate shouldn't change much. It's just going to be hopefully better with all the different upgrades.
Nice. 50,000-foot view, wrestling in the state of Oklahoma, growth of women's wrestling, having nationally ranked teams like Stillwater, Edmond North, these kind of things, like the Blackwell rivalry with Marlowe. Yeah, like those kind of things. What's your view as a guy that has to be impartial on all this, but just seeing it with an educated eye?
I just think it's really good. It's a testament to our coaches and our schools that invest in wrestling. I think that part is sometimes can maybe go unlooked, but the people that see it day in and day out, they realize what's creating those great teams, what's creating those great wrestlers, and what they do. A lot of our guys wrestle spring and summer, and they're involved in our spring and summer teams, and it's showing out here. And then, but I mean, we've got a lot of people in Oklahoma that invest in wrestling, like you said. You know, Iowa, as well as a lot of other states that are really, you know, that are constantly good at wrestling. It's because they invest in it and they believe in it. The people do, and the schools do. And you know, we work for the schools, so we're glad to see them put forth all that effort and all the resources to it.
Yeah, I went out with the IA Wrestle guys, you know, Tony Hager and his crew on Friday night. And I was kind of just getting some material, and we're in a sports bar, and I just walked in, and I go, is there some team, I don't remember, and they go, hey, I'm from US, they go, okay. I'm like, why is wrestling important in Iowa? And I got all these different answers, but like it's not an answer, but they're like, it matters here.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is the lack of pro teams there. Like I'm in St. Louis, you know, we have the Cardinals, we have the Rams, we have the Blues, we have a soccer team. You guys have the Thunder, but
we haven't always had the Thunder.
No, right.
Wrestling was developed when we didn't have pro teams and people sunk into it. Our pro team in Oklahoma for so many years was OU football. They were very successful, but I think there could be something to that. But I just think people in Oklahoma, and I can speak for us, we're just hard-nosed people and tough people, and I think wrestling breeds tough people.
I think the blue-collar side of it
there you go.
really matters. I think, like, there were certain schools that I would just not recruit kids out of because it was too easy just to pull the sheets back up and go back to bed. And mom and dad almost kind of love you in the wrong way. Like, it's okay, son, you don't have to do it. Or it's okay, daughter, you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
I had a coach tell me, this is one of the, I don't even told you this story, Rooks. He goes, you're doing good on recruiting, Mirikitani. I go, thank you. He goes, you don't know the best question to ask, though. I go, tell me, Coach, I'm here for it.
What's the best question?
He goes, you sit him down and you say to the mom, a month from now, when Johnny's calling you and saying, David's being unfair to me and he won't give me a wrestle offer, he's making me run, or he likes the kid ahead of me more, he goes, what are you going to do? He goes, if the mom says anything other than you made an agreement, he goes, don't recruit him because that kid's going to end up coming home.
That's a good point.
He goes, because you know the dad's going to say stay home.
Yeah.
And I don't, listen, I know some tough moms out there. I've been, you know, so I don't, but But in general, it's very important to get buy-in from both parents. So, like, listen, this is a process. It's Kendall Cross said to me on it about, he said it, but he did this thing. He goes, learning and improvement is not linear. You know how people go 1% better? Like, I use this analogy. When I played golf, when I first played golf, I grabbed it like this. Like, we're broke. Like,
Gotta get those.
no,
you gotta
right,
get them
no,
in
no, no, right, no, right. But we were playing in tank tops and jorts on the public course. Like, we had
Jorts, come on, bro.
I'm old. I'm the oldest person here. So, like, when somebody showed me this, it didn't get better. It was worse for a while. And so, except like if you grab a single leg like this, and then you have to learn this or gable grip or this, I'll blame you. Because what happens if it goes right, I'll take all the credit.
I'll take all the credit. That's right. He asks me all sorts of stuff too. He's got lots of ideas. Unfortunately, I tell him no a lot, but he's very gracious when I tell him no, and I always appreciate that.
So Rooks has a great. I'll tell you this, and we'll let you get out of here. When we did the Oklahoma border brawl, we made an agreement with the venue, which I'll leave nameless. And part of the agreement was hardline Wi-Fi, okay?
Okay.
Because it's important. We were streaming on Flow.
Yeah.
So Jeremy and I have this agreement. We go in the venue. I go, tell me what you want for lunch. You tell me if you need anything. Otherwise, I think I can only screw you up for the next 6 hours. And he goes, that's correct. I need my quarter zips. Let's go.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. So the meet's over. We're at the arena bar. And we're hanging out and we're eating. He goes, you calm now? I go, yeah. He goes, you really calm now? I go, yeah. He goes, we never had hardline Wi-Fi. And I go,
doesn't need it.
I go, you're telling me this now, right? He goes, yeah. I said, we're good, right? He goes, so I asked if you were calm, we're good.
Yeah. It all got streamed. It was all online.
It all got streamed. It's all
They
fun.
just never, they were having issues over at the BOK. They took priority because the NCAA was in town.
Of course.
National championship, so they just never got to us, but we figured it out.
Hey,
Man.
you
That's
figured
what
it
we
out.
do.
We put on Wi-Fi and we're rolling, baby, just like we did here.
That's
figured
what we
it
do.
out.
That's what we do.
We figured it out.
Yeah.
That's right. He can always figure it out.
Yes, that's you surround yourself with smart people and get out of the way.
Listen, it was happening. We had problems today. It was happening today. I took a knee, sat there in case I had a question, and I just watched and stayed out of the way. If you hire the right people, you don't have to do all the work.
Taking a knee is a real thing.
Staying back, man. Staying back.
Yeah.
Well, the tournament's running great. I always appreciate
Appreciate
getting
it.
welcome down
We're
here.
going to
Thank
talk
you
some
so
more tomorrow morning?
Yes, tomorrow
Sounds
morning.
good.
Yep.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it, Jeremy.
Thank you, Wes. All right, Dan.
All right, so we have 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't know we're going to get to 120
Nah.
semifinal matches.
You want to talk a little bit about some of the highlights?
Well, let's explain the team score situation first, how it works, okay?
Yep.
So a semifinal win puts you into the finals, okay?
Yep.
I'm going to turn this. And is this
Yeah.
better?
Yeah, that's, there we go. A
That's
little
better?
Yeah.
Okay. So I talked to Coach Snyder. If you win in the semis, you get second place points. That's worth 10. Then you get 2 for advancement, so that makes 12. And then you can get a major, a tech, or a pin, which would take it to 13, 13 and a half, or 14.
Okay.
It's really important to understand that because as this goes, you're going to see if you're on track. Is this on track or flow?
It's on track.
Okay, so you're going to see if you're refreshing team scores. This is kind of like moving day Saturday, like at the Masters. Like
Sure.
people are making big jumps, big moves. So, the team race I'm most familiar with is 6A with Stillwater and Edmond North, and they both have, I think, 10 in the semis. And so you're going to see, a lot of this person punches forward, and then, Jeremy Rooks' team won the first match, now they're in the lead. David's team won the next one, now they're back in the lead. David's team won the next one, now they're in a bigger lead. And then Jeremy's team wins 3 in a row, now they're back in the lead. So you're going to see a lot of punching and counter-punching going on tonight.
For sure. So I do have the team scores if you just want to run through
Let's
real
run
quick.
through that, and then the highlights here better than I do. I'll just, I have one thing I got to shout out. It's an ex-wrestler of mine, but yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All right. So right now, 3A, we'll start with the boys. 3A team scores. You got Blackwell in the lead with 38.5, almost doubling up Salina, who's in second at 19.5, and then Marlowe in third at 17.
And Blackwell won dual meet states as well.
Yes, they did win dual state.
Connor Klein and company.
Connor Klein
I
and company.
saw Shin is with them now. I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe so. So down at, we'll jump down to 4A. 4A boys, you got Tuttle, of course, in the lead there, 34.5. They do have several in the semis. Chance to really blow it out like they generally do about this time. So
they've won like 10, 12 in a row?
I think 41.
41 state titles in a row?
So it's a lot. I'll find out how many. It's a lot.
Shout out Serber.
Yeah.
He kind of got that. We had Serber's team, Tuttle, come up to when we ran the Beat the Street Chicago duels
Yep.
at Oak Park River Forest. That's when we partnered with Mike Powell and had Oak Park, Montini Catholic, Bergen, Liberty, Broken Arrow, Tuttle.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. It was kind of the precursor of the national duels.
Awesome.
Shout out Haley Rooks.
Yeah, for sure, Haley Rooks. Thanks for getting us on the air.
The smarter, kinder half of the Rooks family.
That's right. And Courtney there, running the tournament on the back end.
You're going to go to Class 5 now?
Let's go to 5A. You got Chickasha in the lead there. They also won dual state pretty handily.
Yeah,
in
Claremore,
5A.
Chad Willard, I used to coach against him at Neosho Community College.
Okay,
so,
I wrestled against him in school.
Okay, so Chickasha did something interesting with their lineup. So they had 3 kids that were ranked like first or second at 106, 113, 120. And apparently they had a wrestle-off the week of regionals, and the 106-pounder got bumped out. 13 bumped to 6, 20 bumped to 13. They put in a new kid at 20. And now they're in the semis in the first 2 weights, but they're on the backside. They probably would have had 3 in the finals, and now they're only going to have 2. So that's, you know, it's interesting because I got friends here and like, why do you think they would do that? I'm like, I don't know, but on the surface, I'm like, listen, I you know me, I got a calculator out, I'm figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I also don't know too many teams that do wrestle-offs. One wrestle-off where the weigh-in is not the weight of the thing, the week of districts. That's kind of, or regionals, I guess. Kind of wild, right?
Kind of wild, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get to 6A.
6A, you got Stillwater in the lead by 5.5. This is probably going to be the closest race, I think, of the day. Stillwater currently 35.5. Edmond North with several in the semis. I think most are favorites in the semis.
Edmond North has 10. Stillwater has 10. Edmond North has 2 guys on the back. Stillwater has none. They hit twice head-to-head. 120, where Thomas has beaten Gooden, but the last match you and Hardell called was 1-0.
Yep.
And then at 165, where Rutledge is going to be a significant favorite.
Yeah.
And you have both teams have guys where you expect pins, right? Like Joe Jeter, you know, not Villasenor, Devin Miller,
Lockett.
Obviously Lockett, Ethan Teague.
Yeah.
You kind of go back. Turner Ross is a tech fall machine. So the finals are going to be really fun. You called that duel.
Yeah.
Well done, by the way.
Thank you, man. That was tons of fun.
Don't get any better at it. I need a job. Because you already know how to do all the stuff I don't know how to do.
Yeah.
You can't get better than me at the stuff I do know how to do.
No way. Not happening. All right, let's move to the girls. 5A. You got Little Axe in the lead for the small schools. 24.5. McLeod at 21.5. Ulaga at 15.
Ulaga, I like how that's Ulaga Talala.
Ulaga Talala.
So this is probably a good time to announce I'm working with Charles and Nathan at Edmond North, and they're going to try to run the biggest girls tournament in the country. Girls only, first weekend of the year. They're going to run it the December 6th and 7th weekend at Edmond North.
Yep.
So they are efforting to get not only local teams, but we are working hard to get national teams.
That's going to be a fun tournament. Fun.
I know a guy who will stream it, who's in the States, so that'll help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a guy.
I might know a guy or two.
I know. His daughter's really good.
Yeah. 6A. So this is another pretty close race with the girls 6A.
Well, kind of the story here was the Edmond North suspension and then the reinstatement, but some girls moved, and now because they moved, they can't get reinstated, but it's crazy. But Broken Arrow, Bixby, Edmond North have all been ranked nationally in Union. Gerald's team, they've all been ranked nationally. I think Gerald's team won it 2 years ago when I was here.
Yep. And
like won it on a pin in the last or second to last match of the tournament.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna have Rob sit down with this. He knows a little bit about this girls side of the thing. So this is Rob Beckley, Rob, Dave.
Let's make sure we get the camera where we're all on.
So let's.
Hello, Rob.
Yeah, you
How are
have
ya?
to turn it back
Good
a
to
little
see you.
bit.
We move it back.
There you go.
This way better?
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, we got
So
it.
Rob, we were just talking about the girls' race. So I know you follow this closely. You got a
Yeah.
daughter.
Yep.
She's in the semis, I think I saw.
Yep. Yep.
So
You're
go ahead.
very calm for that.
It's well, my oldest son, he's a senior. He's in the semis, 6A 126. So he's got a pretty tough semi with Devin Miller from Eben North. And then my daughter she's in the semis as well, 6A. She's at 135. And there's been some interesting happenings just as I was sitting here watching you guys and watching action in the background that the girls 6A race is going to be another barn burner.
We were just looking at that with you guys out in head, obviously from Broken Arrow, 31.5 over, point and a half over Bigsby.
So Broken Arrow had 3 girls that were in these wrestlebacks, and 2 of them are done.
Okay.
That's pretty significant.
Yeah.
Because they could have kept scoring points.
Correct.
Yeah.
And in my book, I got those girls on the podium.
Yeah.
Like you know what wrestling dads do? We whiteboard things out at 3 o'clock in the morning and,
Nah.
and look at doing
You
all that
guys
stuff.
don't noodle about that stuff at all.
Yeah.
And so I think everybody knows, especially those that follow the 6A girls wrestling in the state of Oklahoma. I was sitting by a gentleman from Texas. He's a wrestling fan. He drove up to watch the Oklahoma State Championships because there's some great wrestling here.
Yeah.
And he knew about the
And
the
Texas
quality.
girls wrestling is really
Texas girls wrestling is no joke. Like
Yeah.
it is no joke. And it was sanctioned before us. They've got a little bit longer history. The girls wrestling's probably got a better reputation than the guys, collectively speaking. And there's some great wrestling schools out in Texas. Allen is always in that
Allen and
conversation.
Arlington Martin.
Arlington Martin's
Yeah.
always in that conversation. So I'm not discrediting what the boys wrestling is in
there's
Texas,
depth.
but the girls have depth.
Yeah.
And so it's just cool to see people from other states coming in to watch these championships and to know that that 6A girls race is something to be talked about.
Definitely for sure. So
Yeah.
appreciate you coming and sitting down with us for a minute. So
Yeah.
one more thing about Rob, that's the coolest thing ever. He's in a rock band.
What
He
do you-
says-
are you bass? Are
He
you
says
guitars?
that like it's current. Like, listen, it's like we came out of retirement. I pulled the cleats off, knocked them off, and got back on stage this
the
last
cleats?
Yeah.
summer. We call it
Because
like
he jumps around like crazy.
we
It's
call
Are
so
you a
much
lead
fun.
singer?
No, yeah, I'll be
He's
singer.
the lead singer.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
But we traveled all over the world for many years and we got to be pretty successful and do
What was
some
your
pretty
band's
great-
name?
Pillar is the name of the band.
So I have 2 things on my playlist: a whole bunch of country music and Pillar.
Yeah, Pillar and Ethan Carl.
And
Yeah.
Ethan Carl, yes, for sure, Ethan Carl.
So and as far as wrestling, it's great. I wrestled. I grew up in a small town in western Kansas, Plainville, Kansas. And there was a wrestling pedigree there. I did it in middle school. My wife is one of 15 kids. Her dad and oldest brother are in the Oklahoma Wrestling Hall of Fame. They are in the Wrestling Hall of Fame through the Kansas chapter and Colorado chapter. And her family was very much into this sport. So it's crazy how into it I've got. I love this sport. I follow it closely. My daughter could probably talk about women's collegiate wrestling for hours with you, but
Right.
we watch a lot of wrestling.
I appreciate you, man.
Is there any way to do a collab with Pillar and Ethan? Is there a way that we figure that out?
Dude, that would be so
Yeah.
much fun, right?
That'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So
Little country
my
and a
buddy,
little rock.
My buddy Ethan Carl, I introduced him to. He's in St. Louis. He did the national anthem. He did the finals last year in Kansas City.
Okay.
And he's doing the semis this year, and we believe he's the first guy to ever go back-to-back years.
Okay.
I might have made a few calls in both of those processes, but really proud of him. He's like, he's grown, he's married, but he's like a little brother to me. Like, love
That's
that guy, and he loves music. So at some point we got to make sure these guys meet.
Yeah.
Because he was a wrestler too. He's a Division II All-American.
That's awesome.
So like, you guys would have plenty in common. He doesn't jump around.
Yeah.
But you guys both look like you're responsible people till you get
Yeah.
a
I will show
microphone.
you some videos in later.
Oh,
Where
let's
my
go.
jaw's on the floor because I'm
Maybe we
like this
just find
quiet
it-
guy.
Maybe we find him at Whiskey Chicks later
For
on
sure,
tonight.
right? I doubt it, but we'll try.
Probably not my venue, but we do have fun, and I appreciate. I've known Rooks for a long time, and I absolutely love. He's not going to sit on here and brag about himself, but since he brought me on, I just want to say, in the state of Oklahoma, there are very few people, if any, that do more for this sport than
For
Jeremy
sure.
Rooks.
He's
And
a
I just
freaking best.
want to say that publicly out there on your own channel that
I appreciate
he's
that.
doing this because of his love for the sport and what he's doing. So we appreciate you, Rooks.
So
Thank you,
here's
man.
the collab I want to put together. Ethan, him, Randy Couture on the harmonica.
There we go.
And Rooks on the cowbell.
Cowbell.
Ding, ding,
More
ding, ding.
cowbell. We need more cowbell.
Yeah.
Good luck
Nailed
the
it.
rest of the way,
Yeah,
man.
Absolutely.
Nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you.
Appreciate you
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks, Rob. So I got one more guy joining us. He's gonna come on at some point. I don't know when he'll show up, but when he walks over here, actually he's right there.
Okay, I heard we have a few messages in the chat. Can we see these?
Yeah.
I don't know how this works.
Let's see it.
It's over my head.
Let's see what do we got in the chat. Oh, do you know we never talked about the contest?
Well, I know.
The shoe giveaway.
It just said anybody who's yes. So can I shout out the guys that help make this happen?
Go for it, man.
So Grant Turner at Nike and Ryan Johnson at Adidas. Those are both guys. They're like you, man. They want to do what's great for wrestling. You know, they have a business aspect to it, but they do a lot of stuff like you do. Either, you know, they're not doing it to just make. There's a guy that knows literally nothing about the history of Oklahoma wrestling.
This is our next guy.
Oh, is it? Come on.
This is our next guy.
How are you, Leroy?
How's it going? You're next.
All right, so this is actually a great story. Once Mark gets his headset on, because, okay, so people may not, first of all, Mark, great to see you.
David,
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you,
So,
Jeremy.
My very first announcing gig was the Perry Tournament of Champions.
I know who runs that.
Ronnie Doak, though, had listened to the podcast,
Okay.
and he goes, that's when I was doing it for track, and he goes, hey, I really like your podcast. I'm like, oh, you're the guy. And you got to keep it humble, right? And so he goes, would you want to do play-by-play for the tournament? And I was like, I've never done play-by-play. And he goes, well,
Really?
I think, no, literally, I'd never
Okay,
done it.
okay.
And I go, it sounds fun, you know, like it's just talking about wrestling. And I said, I got to get somebody to do it with me. I mean, you don't want to talk by yourself for that long, especially out of the gate. So I had just met Hardell Moore.
Yep.
So I call Hardell, and he's like, dude, I never done that. I go, I think like 27 people are going to be watching because they've never done. So I feel like if we're ever going to do it,
Yeah.
this is not the Olympics. This would be the time to do it.
Yeah.
And then Alex Steen, who
Yes.
is maybe the second best historian. You know, like he's journalist of the year. And so we worked it out cheap. I was like, if you pay for my flight, I'll split a room with Steen. Steen lived in Tulsa. He drove me down. And the three of us did the finals. And those pictures pop up like in your memories every December. And now Hardell's doing Oklahoma State.
Right.
I've been blessed to do the World Championships, the Olympic trials. Hardell and I
Wow.
did the Big 12s together.
Okay.
So we need to shout out Ronnie Doak and Perry. No, literally. Like they kind of
Excellent.
gave us a career.
Yeah.
Like people heard us. Like I did the Olympic trials and the Paulson brothers are like, you want to do the Virginia dual meets
wow.
now?
Okay.
So we owe
Just-
you. And you gave
okay.
us a ton of data and knowledge. Like
Yeah.
Hardell and I are good, I think, on the 2s and 1s and the strategy,
Right.
3s and 1s now. But like, you know, you worked with him, he's great.
Yeah.
But we don't know who won the Perry tournament in 1992. He does.
He does.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
He
sure.
can tell you every single finalist. He can tell you who got a bad call. He can tell
so
you
here's our
He
intro,
can tell you who
right?
had a nosebleed. No, this is like, I see on O Wrestle all these charts, and it's always courtesy of Mark Curtin.
No, for
and I was
sure.
like, yeah, just the Godfather.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. We gotta find a way to bring that in somewhere so that it lives on, right?
Yes, and that is one of my dreams, to
Yeah.
figure out how to modernize it, get it out on
Sure.
websites, because it's been an undertaking.
Yeah.
You know, an obsession that I truly in love, a labor of love, I guess.
I hear you, man. I hear
But
you.
Labor's a good word because you
Yeah.
put in a lot of work into
so,
it.
Yeah.
but the trick is getting it. You know, I talk to all the coaches I can and
Yeah.
parents or whatever, but for them to have that information, I'm in it to share it, not to
Yeah.
make a profit out of it.
Agreed.
It's because
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I'll tell you what's interesting is so the
So
first.
do a quick intro real quick before we.
This is Mark Kirk. This is the man.
The Mark Kirk, yes.
No, no, but I'm about to do a story that's an
Yeah,
intro.
all right.
So the first year we do this, right? Like, you were like, first of all, the hospitality room at Perry,
Oh, yeah.
y'all.
There you go.
And you have to go down this little, like, it's very windy. I walked down with friends because you know there might be a dungeon down there, but it smelled good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, they took care of us, all this stuff. So the crazy thing is, me and Hardell obviously was a great wrestler, but he had zero cred as a play-by-play guy. Me, zero cred. I had done rankings and I had done podcasts, but zero cred. Steen, Journalist of the Year, but still. So the crazy thing is, on Monday, somebody calls me and goes, "Great job." I go, "Thank you." They go, "It's so cool you worked with Mark Kirk." And I'm like, I know. I was like, I go, "That guy is a genius."
Yes.
I said, "I just want to take that guy with me."
Yes.
Because I said, I could just sound smart hanging out with him.
Yep. So let's show off a few of his talents, right? So talk to us about this tournament. What do we got going today? Like, we haven't talked about any of the people going for 4. We haven't,
Right.
you know what I mean? So
What
we
are
haven't
the
done
big
any of that.
storylines?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. All right, there's a pause for a picture. Okay, go ahead.
I am a person, though. I am obsessed with all the records and keeping them, but they don't always stay in my mind.
Okay.
I have to have notes sometimes.
fine. You're fine. Get your notes out,
Anyway,
yeah.
we do have some great storylines on the 4-timers.
Uh-huh.
We'll start with the 3A. Cruz Goff is a 215. He's going for his 4th. He's an OSU signee. Colt Collette from Shakota is a Cruz is going to be looking to be a 4-timer. Cruz is a 3-timer. Colt is a 3-timer from Shakota. I'm not sure what his college plans are. I haven't heard, so I don't think he's signed with anyone yet.
He's a junior.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's an age out there.
I do know that story. But just a quick shout out to Cruz. I've kind of followed he's been very dominating.
Yeah.
His only loss the last 2 years was a tiebreaker loss to the #1 wrestler out of Wyoming Seminary at the Hall of Fame duels last year, not this year.
Who did he lose to? What
The
way?
Cordera.
215 probably.
Correa.
Correa, yes.
Jude Correa.
Yeah.
Jude Correa is pretty good at wrestling.
Yeah, he lost to him in tiebreaker. That's his only loss in the last 2
In
years.
tiebreaker?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Okay. No.
He's pretty tough.
Well,
Yeah.
no, the SEM coach, I was his college coach, my dad and I.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I'm fairly close to those guys, as you
Okay.
can imagine.
Yeah. But one other accolade about Cruz, he has a major decision win over the defending 4A state champion, Cal Charbonneau from Wagner. He has a tech fall win over the Elgin returning state champion, Jace Williams from Elgin. And he has a fall over the #1 ranked 6A 215-pounder.
So there's a very strong argument he's the best 215 in the whole state.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
In 4A, we have 2 going. Boogie Harris, Gerald Harris III for Cassia Hall.
Where's Boogie going to college? What state?
Missouri.
What?
Okay. You knew the answer. You knew the answer. He's a great one. I had the pleasure of, I went down last year to Dad wrestled and Gerald III wrestled in a Carl Albert Open last year, and Dad wrestled in it. And so I went down and did a little coverage on that, and great people. I enjoyed visiting with them and getting to know them. And then Bo Hickman, an OSU signee for Tuttle. He's going for #4 as well.
How many state titles does Tuttle have? Are we allowed to ask that?
Yeah.
we
What
got
number
the
is
binders.
this? So
I'm going to have to go to my record book for that. I can't.
All right.
Well, they're
He
going for.
guessed 41.
No. They didn't start until 1980s.
Okay, no, all right, didn't start till the 1980s, so the most they could have would be 40. I'm going to guess that they have 27. You want to guess? Your Price is Right, go over, under?
yeah, a little over under. I'm gonna go 32.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to have to find it. Where's my history book?
So, all right, while you're looking that up,
but they are going for 17 in a row. And they
It's
had
17 in a row this year.
Yes.
But
they have a great.
I thought it was a few more. But
they had a great rivalry with Bristow and Marlowe. They were kind of trading off there in the late 80s, early 90s. In the early 2000s, they had a great battle. They were in the same class as Perry, and they kind of took turns winning state titles.
So in 1997, we wrestled them in the finals at Dual State.
Okay.
Sperry
Yeah.
wrestled them in the finals at Dual State, and I think they beat us by just a few.
Yeah.
And then we had a shot to get them.
If I looked that up
At
and it's
state.
64-3, and he said it was just a few.
It was just a few. It was more than 3 because I scored 6.
I knew that was. I'll
I scored
bump
six.
and say you can spike. Did you get a pin in that match, Jeremy?
I might have went 128 when I wrestled it, but I beat that 103-pounder.
The charge, by the way, can we hold this up to the camera real quick? If you can't see this, this is the man's work right here. All right, go ahead.
They've won 21.
21.
21.
I guess 27. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
But their first state title wasn't until 1990. They didn't start wrestling until the mid-'80s and started winning. They won the very first dual state championship in '89.
Was Server the coach when they won the first one?
No.
Okay.
Greg Henning.
Okay, Greg Henning. What's
Incredible.
great is you can ask any question and you're not worried about like catching them by surprise.
That's awesome.
So quickly, because we're a little short on time, we'll move
Okay.
over. What other four-timers in class 5
Okay.
or 6
Yeah, I'm
or
sorry.
5A6?
Of course.
No, I took us on a tangent.
Yeah. The premier wrestler in the nation, Ladarian Lockett's going for number 4.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty darn good, yes.
Yeah.
he's very impressive. And then on the girls' side, Jaden Roller, getting ready, looking to join Dad as a 4-time state champion, which would be the first
Father and child.
Yeah, state champion.
Father,
So-
son, or daughter.
Correct. That is
First
correct.
father, son, or daughter.
Yeah.
That's a big
How
deal.
many did Jace win? Was it 2 or
3.
3?
Yeah.
So the family will have 11.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So then
And-
Jace has to take out the trash,
Yeah,
right?
100%. Every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's tough when you win 3 and you're not.
You know, and I mean, you got a couple more coming up. I think Jackson's tough as nails. So, and I think he's 10. He's 10.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah.
So we were
Yeah.
sitting here, and it was us two and Tion.
Okay. Yeah, I
And
saw
we
that.
had 9 state titles between us.
There we
but,
go. There
but
we
he's
go.
picking up the tab tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. I only got
2.
Yeah. And Jeremy, that is another thing. Besides all these charts, I'm still working on the final piece of that puzzle. But I actually have all of the state placers in the state of Oklahoma since 1922.
Oh, dang.
Okay. So
We got to get that somewhere.
There
That's
are
got to
li-
get in a Google Drive somehow.
There are lists of state champions, but
That's
I
awesome.
have every state
You got
placer
the medalists.
since.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's awesome.
So.
Yeah, I got one of them. I'm a went 1, didn't make weight, 1, 2.
Okay. I was going to
2
ask
as
you
a
what.
senior?
2 as a senior.
I was going to ask you what happened your sophomore year.
I didn't make
Oh,
weight.
okay.
At Sperry, at home.
Oh, wow.
The
In
word
regionals.
hostess popped up. I don't know what that
Yeah.
means. Dunkin' Donuts was
Yeah.
sponsoring him that year.
Yeah.
And he went 1X, 1-2, and I went, didn't place, and then 1-1-1.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
well, my dad said if I wanted to come home, I had to start winning.
Okay. so you went out and won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, I
nice.
did, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Well,
No.
Mark, yeah.
Yeah, you're the man. Like,
Well, thank you.
I know, but I literally,
Yeah.
I say this on behalf of me and Hardell.
Yeah.
Ronnie Delk, Mark Kirk, literally gave us. I mean, Hardell called me when Leroy stepped down as the Oklahoma State color commentator.
Okay.
And he called me. He was almost in tears. He's like, "I got it." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "I got the gig." I'm like, I should have known, but like, you know, there's a lot of, we're all doing different. And he's like, "I got the." I'm like, "Oh my God." He goes, "It all started in Perry."
That's awesome.
And, you know, some guys took chances on us. And I got to tell you, you made us feel so at home. And, like, I'm not an Oklahoma guy.
All right.
I'm not from Oklahoma. And you guys just treated me like family. And now I get to travel all over and do stuff like this. And it all started there.
It all started at Perry. Well, Ronnie
Yeah.
Delk's a great one. The
Yeah,
whole
he
Perry
sure
program
is.
is.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Ronnie is, he's great. So
Well, you were great, too.
Well,
and, I
thank
mean,
you.
literally, me and Steen were talking yesterday. And I was like, I told him those pictures popped up. There's a picture of the 3 of us. And, you know, like, I think you gave us the data, and I think we had Steen do it because I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I'll screw it up. Like, I can talk about takedowns and strategy, and Hardell knew all the kids, so we kind of each had our role, and it worked out great.
For sure.
So,
And grown from there. That's awesome. That is fantastic. So.
well, truly appreciate
Well,
you, man.
I appreciate
You're a
you
legend.
guys. I
Yeah, thanks for
appreciate
sitting
you.
down. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It's great to watch
This
some great
guy's got all the
semis.
guests lined up. We're gonna move over, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna take off and go over to mat number 8.
Do we have any good comments in there?
We don't. Just
Somebody said they sent me one.
oh, they did. Hi, Meerkat. The panda.
No, that's my girl. That's,
Yeah.
for
Thank you,
real.
guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna unplug and replug.
Yeah. So we're gonna move over to mat number 8. Watch the semifinal matches. Whatever gets put to our mat, there on mat number 8. We'll work through those and.
So
see
we are
what-
going to unplug. We're not going to try to walk this over.
No, we're actually gonna join back on the NFHS network, so it won't be on our EWP YouTube channel. You have to join us over on the NFHS network.
How do they get there? NFHS.
NFHSnetwork.com.
Network.com.
Yep, NFHSnetwork.com. Search for OSSAA.
And
Should
then
be
all
the
the
first thing
people that
pops up.
commented, because
Yep.
there'll be a drawing.
Yep. So we are going to do a drawing this evening. For anybody who's commented, we'll say through the end of the semis.
So they still got a couple hours.
So they got a couple hours. If they hear this later and they want to join us, we can share it too. And
if they want to comment on your hat, my hair,
yeah,
any of it,
for sure.
your border brawl,
Yeah, I can't
Quarters-
believe I ain't got Izzy to comment on my hat yet.
he will.
He will.
Hey, Rooks.
Yeah, something to that effect.
It was me, him, and Mike Polish. So we should have a band called the Gravelly Voices.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Those guys'
So-
voices are like this guy announcing. I want this guy him and Scott Casper and
Yeah.
A.L. Hazlip to combine do my voicemail. I would
Okay.
sound like an adult.
Yes.
I would sound like an important adult.
That's awesome. So,
All right, we're gonna
Sign off, yep.
Rooks is gonna do his thing, and then we'll be back on the 6A semifinal match.
it's the upper school, so it's bullpenned. So it's not just going to be 6A.
We can see everything.
But we'll get all of the we'll get a sampling of kind of everything. 5A boys, 6A boys, and 6A girls on our
So
mat.
somebody just said, is there any way to watch the Oklahoma State semis tonight?
NFHS Network.
NFHS Network.com. So this is Thomas from the Low Single Podcast, and I'll be on with him Friday, 7 days from now.
Yeah, he hit me up the other day about a mic.
You gonna come in? You gonna join?
I can. When is this?
Jump on sometime next Friday.
Okay.
I fly in Thursday at midnight to
Where
Tulsa.
it's at Tulsa? I'll
Somewhere
be
in
there.
Tulsa.
I'll be there doing
All right,
some
let's go.
duels.
Yeah, but can you come over?
Yeah.
And be on the air?
Yeah.
I
Just don't tell Roller I'm leaving.
He just said on a national broadcast, don't tell Roller. So if Roller asks, I'm telling. There's like literally recorded data and there's bro code, and that supersedes bro code.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Got it.
All right, we'll see you guys in about 15 minutes.
See ya.